Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunset Valley. If you watched my original build review video on Sunset Valley, you should remember this place. This is house plan B, and this thing just starts off with the most hideous roof, and I know it only took like 0.2 seconds, but that was the first thing I deleted, so we're not even really gonna look at it. But other than that, this house actually isn't too bad. This is actually a good example of EA using color. It doesn't look too 70s. They use like a beautiful aquamarine color, they use a beautiful orange. There's a little bit of green in there that is a little bit clashy, and I think I take it out. Oh, okay, God, I can see it from here. Of course, it's in the bathroom too, right? But anyway, like I was saying, the colors are pretty good, which is like usually not EA's strength. So I was kind of excited to do this house because it just had like the biggest, bulkiest EA roof ever. So once you get rid of that, the house actually turns into like a nice little simple shape too. This house, just like many EA houses, is shaped like the letter T. So the floor plan is pretty simple, but this really does remind me of the house that I used to always build in The Sims 2 as a kid. When I played The Sims 2, I was like a teenager and like my building skills were not there, and there was no YouTube or anything. Like you couldn't just like look up like how to build a Sims house or anything. So I would always build a house shaped like the letter T. I would always do like a rectangle this way and then a rectangle this way, and then I knew how to roof it without it clipping out the other side. I always used gabled roofs, and I always put the bathroom in the middle, and that's the thing that this house did not do that I was really hoping for. Even in my original build review video, I mentioned like verbally, like I say, the bathroom should not be on the edge of the house because then it's going to take forever for your Sims to get over there. So that's the first thing I did. The kitchen and the bathroom are in the middle of this house, so that way the floor plan just becomes a little bit more efficient. The other thing about this house is that it's a little bit bigger than I would normally make a house this size. This house is also for just a single Sim, my goodness. And for just a single Sim, she has 2 big bedrooms. There's only 1 bathroom though. I'm glad she doesn't have like 2 stories or anything. Sometimes that happens in Sunset Valley as well. But she's just like a simple single girl or whatever. So like I just wanted to kind of like tone down the house a little bit. I think I shrink it a little bit on one side or whatever. And then of course I have to like recenter everything. And actually I want to mention that too, because EA had things pretty centered. Like the windows were pretty good, the door was pretty good. I didn't like how the door was shoved in though. I just kind of made like a basic flat front and just kind of continued with that. So yeah, like now we can see I'm kind of like, you know, moving the bathroom over. When I was dismantling the bathroom, the thing is like I liked all the colors except for that green, so I decided to just kind of like keep the toilet, keep the sink and stuff. They aren't white, of course, like they're a little bit orange or whatever, but it goes really well with the blue that they chose, so I thought why not keep it. But I definitely took the green off the wall in the bathroom, or at least I do at some point. I also end up using these like hexagonal like blue and aquamarine kind of tiles. Those were really pretty. I don't think this house is going to look very realistic, but again, like I'm kind of like the concept for this entire like renovating Sunset Valley series is I want to make a pretty version of Sunset Valley, so it's still going to have lots of loud colors, lots of oranges and pinks and golds and things like, you know, like more like my kind of colors, right? I mentioned this in the first episode, but I'm aware that people are going to actually like, you know, discover this kind of as it goes on, so I'll just mention it again. My style is kind of like EA's. It's a little bit ugly and a little bit kind of all over the place, and I do like lots of bright colors, but I do want to try and like reevaluate what those colors are sometimes, because with EA they really do like things like baby poo, dirty yellow, like colors like that. Like why would you use a dirty yellow in 8 houses? Like I don't understand it, but I can understand using a beautiful pink in 8 houses, or maybe 50 of them, right? By the way, I think there's like 94 lots in this world, so I figured this is actually a series that I have to kind of keep up with and do regularly, which is fine because I can always do the building like whenever I feel like it, and then I can do like the filming like this like later whenever I feel like doing that, because they kind of require 2 different things. Like to sit in my room silently and build requires one part of my brain, and to kind of get in front of a camera and try to entertain people while talking about The Sims as an entirely different part of my brain. Both of those things are hard to do, but I can't really do them together. I know a lot of Simmers do the like build as they talk thing. I can't do that, and especially with live streaming. And it's funny because like that's all I used to do. Like I used to do like little Simsy style build videos where like I would build and like talk to the camera and just kind of like clip it all together, but like I can't build very well like that. I just think it's better if I like go off on my own, do the building, and then I can like talk about it after, because like then I can kind of like digest it more in my mind. By the way, like this renovation and the renovation video that I did last, I did those videos like before I had to go to Toronto and everything. For those of you who don't know, my mother passed away a couple weeks ago, and then I had to go back to like my hometown in Toronto and like Niagara Falls and like do all that, and I'm out here in Calgary, so like it was in a very unexpected twist to my month. So I haven't really been around as much, but I am planning on coming back. So this is kind of like like my redemption and return. And don't worry, because like we still have one last episode of my build review series to do, and that's the second episode of Barnacle Bay. Fortunately, I had filmed the first episode before I found out that she had passed away, so that was already kind of filmed and ready to go. All I had to do was edit it. I was actually editing that video when I got the phone call, and I was able to finish it off because I figured, like, you know what, you're in shock and everything, but if you get this done, then you don't have to worry about anything for like a couple weeks or whatever. People will watch the video, it's a long video, they'll love it, and then like you can take time to yourself and kind of, you know, do your grieving and get through things. So I kind of approached it in a very adult way, and it really worked out for me. I'm glad I finished the video, and I'm glad I didn't pressure myself to make more videos. I'm glad I took my vacation and time to go do that, and like, you know, and I came back like refreshed, grieved, and like, you know, ready to move on with things, right? You know, like as sad as that sounds, that's kind of how life is. Like everybody dies, right? Like don't forget that everybody, including you're going to die one day, hopefully not very soon, right? Okay, I didn't mean to scare you there, but yeah, that's like, we're kind of getting into the end of the build. I kind of got it all decorated and everything. I'm looking back and I'm like, you know what, I'm really pleased with this. I don't remember doing this. It was like at least a week ago, but yeah, anyway, I guess let's just like jump into first person and let's do a little house tour. See you there. And welcome to my rendition of House Plan B. You know what, it's actually unrecognizable without those ugly roof pieces. If you're interested in what this looked like before, I'll link my original Sunset Valley review down below. It's kind of an old video, so sorry about the quality. But what this house did right was the colors. I actually kept the original exterior color. Like this blue was the same blue that they used, so I kept that. And I also kept this like orange on the bay window. I actually copied the bay window and put it in several places. It was kind of the right size for a lot of the rooms. And one thing that I really did not like about this house is that it had two front doors and it wasn't really that big of a house. So I just kind of like cut out one of them, put a window there, and just left the other one. There's also a big ugly entryway that I got rid of and replaced with a nice porch. Although I used an orange railing, maybe questionable. Maybe I'll change it to white. But yeah, like looking around, like nothing's really different. I thought about putting stuff in the backyard, but like not every house has a bunch of stuff in the backyard. And I already have plans for a couple families. And it's just like a single sim who lives here that nobody plays anyway. Okay, let's just jump inside. Maybe this house is big enough that we can do it like house tour style. So let's see. I think this house works really well for it. A lot of the rooms are pretty small and walls down doesn't look too good. So when you come inside, it's kind of like split, like living and dining in the rest of the house. So if you go into the living area, you can sit down. There's like plants, a lamp, a TV and everything. And I put a bookshelf in the corner. But on the other side, you come around the dining table here. We have doors that lead to like one of the bedrooms. We have a door that leads to the laundry room, and we have a door that leads to the bathroom, and then the archway into the kitchen. So everything's kind of like really central, which I like. And coming into the kitchen, it's like fridge, stove, dishwasher, like the basics. I didn't want to put too much in this house because again, like it's not a super big house. It's kind of startery style, but it ended up almost being 40K. But yeah, going into the laundry room here, I just want to mention that I know that not everybody's going to have DLC that has laundry in it. So I kind of put the laundry rooms in places that you can just replace it with a bathroom and it won't make really any difference. But you can get laundry from a few places in this game. So going into like the spare bedroom, I call it, it was a lime green bedroom before, and like I already toned it down. So I just want to get that out of the way. And I just picked like an orangey wood because again, like the orangey style of the house, like you can see it here through the bay window and everything. So I was just trying to keep it cohesive. I don't think these lamps are very cohesive. In fact, I think these are the original lamps. I think I just forgot to change them. Like that's the green the wall was. So you can imagine how weird that must have been. But yeah, like you can decorate further with like paintings and stuff, but I made sure all the essentials are here. So going into the bathroom, it's kind of like a 3x3, which is my favorite size for a bathroom in The Sims 3. It's really small, but not too small that they can't get through it. And it's also an ensuite to the main bedroom. But anyway, I don't know why is there a phone in here? I didn't mean to put a phone in here. There's a phone in another part of the house anyway. That's kind of interesting. I think I'm gonna leave it. But yeah, not very Rakowski style. I actually used an orange sink and like an orange toilet. I thought it looked really well with the tiles, so I went for it. But yeah, going through the final door, we're into the bedroom, and don't worry, you can get into the bedroom through a different door as well. So it's not like you have to go through the bathroom. I did add in a computer because like a lot of these houses do not have computers, and like I just like having a computer for my Sims. And if they're going to it too much, then you can just destroy it or whatever, or put it in their inventory. But yeah, like basic bedroom, like I kept with the same color style. I went with this argyle-y kind of bed sheet so I could integrate the little bits of blue in there just to make it cohesive with the outside, even though in real life that doesn't matter. It kind of matters in The Sims. And there's a little bit of blue in the rug too, right? Okay, I actually really like doing the house tour in first person. I might try to do that more often. I think for the first house, I just kind of did like a top-down view, like how I would review an EA build. But this is a little bit better, and I think it suits my style because again, like I don't like open concept. I like lots of little rooms and sectioned off, and like I do accent walls. So like if you're playing with like the walls down or the walls half down, then you might miss a few of the details details that at least like I'm proud of. I don't know, like it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to me. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and let me know, like, what did you guys think? Like, do you like this house originally? Like, have you played in it before? Because it's kind of infamous. It's like one of those houses that explains what Sunset Valley is, but it had a lot of good parts to it, so I didn't have to change too much. And in fact, this renovation was actually shorter than the starter renovation, because with the starter, if you saw in the last episode, I had to do like everything over. Like every color needed to be changed, every item needed to be replaced. But with this house, it had like a really good base, and like I was able to just kind of like take inspiration and take actual items from it. Actually, most of the bathroom stuff was what EA chose. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more of the Sunset Valley renovation. I also generally just play The Sims 1, 2, and 3, so like if you're a new viewer, then like, you know, check me out. I do all sorts of things. But yeah, thanks again. Deathany and I will see you in the next one.